Sehr geehrte meine Damen und Herren und herzlich willkommen in Achons krasser Küche. Wir machen uns heute ein fantastisch deutsches Rezept, aber wir müssen doch zuvor etwas trinken. So now, today's muse has kind of an interesting story behind it. Thanksgiving Eve is one of the biggest drinking days of the year, as all us motherfucking alkies know up in this bitch. So, my vulgar ass friends and I decide, fuck it, we gon' keep it classy. So we go and make reservations down at Mini Bar. Now, for those of you familiar with the shit motherfuckers in DC say...
Jose Andres owns this, right? Is this Jose Andres' place?
Yes, this is indeed Jose Andres' place.
This is one of Jose Andres' places.
Like I said. So anyway, there's this expansive cocktail menu there, like it's a classy joint. There's a couch that looks like a motherfucking cactus, some wicker chair shit hanging from the motherfucking ceiling, objet everywhere, goddamn cotton candy machine, because one of the cocktails has motherfucking cotton candy in it. So anyway, like, regardless of this big-ass menu, like, what they pride themselves on is having real bartenders where you can order what the fuck you want. So I was like, I like fucking Lafroig. Make me some shit that's got goddamn Lafroig in it. So she does. And what she made me was a Whisky Smash. And it was fucking great, as was every other drink I had there. I highly recommend Mini Bar. Cocktails are like, fuck, somewhere between 15 and 20 bucks a pop, though. So, you know, when we got our check, it looked like this. And... you know, it was a bitter pill to swallow, but fuck, it was so worth it. And I got this great cocktail from it. So, a Whisky Smash is somewhere between julep and like a goddamn whiskey sour, which, you know, we did before, so let's build on that and make it even more awesome, okay? So we got a couple chunks of lemon there. It's about a quarter of a lemon. We're going to throw it in our cocktail shaker like that. Take a few fresh leaves of mint and huck that shit in there. Okay, what we're gonna do is muddle that a little bit. Get all the nice fucking juices and oils out of that shit. God, I could use a longer muddler. Fuck. Then what we're gonna do is take some that damn simple syrup. Put about 2 tablespoons of there, which is roughly an ounce of that shit. We're gonna take 2 ounces of Lafroig, nice smoky fucking single malt scotch. Huck that in. We're gonna add some ice. Put our lid on. We're gonna shake the shit out of that motherfucker. Pour that bitch out in a fucking glass. Toss another mint leaf in there for garnish. And there we go. That's some good ass shit. And we'll also put a little ice in there just for the hell of it. Without further ado, let's get started on this goddamn food. So, wir machen jetzt Maultaschen nach Alfons Schubecks Kochbuch Meine bayerische Küche. Maultaschen ist ein schwäbisches Rezept, sehr traditionell. Jede schwäbische Omi hat ihr eigenes Rezept und... Ja, doch. Keiner kommt aus Bayern. Aber es gibt hier in den USA relativ wenigen schwäbischen Omis. So, wir müssen dieses Schubeck-Rezept machen. Zusätzlich gibt es Maultaschen bei jeder deutschen Supermarkt im Kühlregal. In den USA leider nicht. Es ist hier wirklich unmöglich, Maultaschen zu finden. Und deswegen müssen wir es selbst machen. So, jetzt los! Nein! Now for ingredients, what we've got is about 200 grams of flour, which ended up being about 1 2/3 cups. Here's 100 grams of improvised semolina. You know, that's fucking impossible to find in my store. So what I did was I took some of this shit and ground it the fuck up in the Magic Bullet until it resembled flour. We got some Dijon mustard. This is a French brand. It's pretty sharp, which is what we want. Our pepper grinder, our salt grinder, some regular oil, olive oil, 50 grams of bread, which turns out to be around 2 pieces. Got a couple onions, one for before, one for after. This vegetable bouillon thing is for after. Here's some flat leaf parsley, about 250 grams of flat spinach leaves, which was really like 2 bunches. We've also got a bunch of eggs that I've been keeping up in the fridge until now. In there, we got about 200 grams of ground beef, 150 grams of pork ground up with some pepper on it. You're supposed to use like the insides of some bratwurst, but over here the bratwurst is fucking shitty, so I'm not going to bastardize it with some fucked up Johnsonvilles or something and just make it work. And about 80 grams of bacon, which turned out to be like 4 pieces. So to do this shit, we're going to take our fucking flour, dump that in a big mixing bowl. The rest of that ground up pasta floury improvised shit, fuck that shit. We need 3 eggs in there. 1, fuck that. 2, fuck that. Ah, shit. Fuck me too. And 3, fuck that. We need just a little pinch worth of salt in there. Skeet, 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 skeet. And we need about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Let's do 1, 2, and we'll see how we're doing liquid-wise before we add the 3rd. Now we just need to knead this into some fucking dough. Just gonna work all those ingredients together. Alright, when it's done, the dough's supposed to be hard, and you know, it's just a little too pasty. So we are gonna add that 3rd tablespoon of olive oil in there. Mix that shit around. Get up on it and knead it a little bit. That right there is a whole lot fucking better, folks. So we're just gonna put a lid on this and get this bitch into the fridge for a damn about half an hour. Start getting things ready on the stove. We got our small Le Creuset pan. We got a pot with some water in it. The water we're gonna start heating up to boiling. The pan, we're gonna put that on about fucking 4.5. Water is to blanch the spinach. Pan is for the motherfucking bacon. What we're gonna do is get the bacon in half, lengthwise, and then just come through and chop that shit up. When the bacon goes in, it's gonna be going in with the onion. So let's take the smaller of the 2 onions, and we need to get that into some really, really small pieces. So we started off AVK style. And once we have that, we're going to mince it up real fine. Okay, so that's about fine enough right there. It's really fucking small pieces. Okay, just in time from chopping that onion, the spinach water is ready for blanching. So what we're going to do is take some salt, tuck that in there, turn the heat down to about 8, and we're going to put the spinach in there. Ow, fuck, that's, Jesus, ow, fuck, shit, ow. Let the spinach sit in there for about 2 minutes. Fuck that shit. Alright, so with the spinach done blanching, we'll just take it over to the sink. We're going to pour it into our colander. Let it drain. We're also going to need to run some cold water over that just to stop it from cooking any more than it has. Shake it out a little bit. And you can see we've got a lot less spinach than we started out with. Okay, now that we got that spinach drying off in the sink, take a roughly around a tablespoon of oil into that Le Creuset. We'll take our bacon in there. Let that start to crisp up a little bit. Fuck this shit. Fuck that shit. Stir this shit. Ah, get a goddamn cigarette, motherfucker. Yeah. While that bacon's going, let's also take our bread and I'm just gonna cut that into some small squares. Okay, the small squares we're gonna take and put into this stainless steel bowl here, and over top of that we're gonna put 50 milliliters, or roughly a quarter cup, of milk. There we go. That's it. Oh, what? Fuck that shit. Yeah. We're also gonna take that and sort of knead it around a little bit, get the milk into all that bread, sog it up real good. Now the bacon started to crisp up, so we're gonna take our onions, add that shit in there. Cook this shit. Stir that shit around. While the onions are going, squeeze most of the water out of that spinach, so that's all that's left. This is this nice blob. And we're gonna go and chop that up real fucking fine. Okay, now it's about time to get the meat in with that bread, buh. So let's hook that shit in there. Fuck this shit. We need to whip up another egg to put in with that. So let's take that. Fuck this shit. Mix this motherfucker around. Pour that over the top. Fuck that shit. To that mix, we will add about a tablespoon of that sharp Dijon fucking mustard shit. Close enough. Fuck that shit. Put some salt in there. Put a little pepper in there. The onions are all glassy, so that and the bacon is ready to go into the mix. Throw that spinach on top of that. Got just the slightest bit of lemon zest there that we'll fucking put into that mix as well. Just a couple of those parsley leaves. Just for seasoning. Fucking chop up real fine. Put that goddamn shit in that bowl too. Fucking A. Alright. Fuck this shit. And this shit. We gotta mix that shit there together real good. And while we're... Oh, fuck, that's still hot. While we're doing that, let me just tell you guys, getting fucking sick of hearing about all that shit released by that guy that was working for NSA out in Hawaii. And oh boy, they're spying on the American people. Like, surprise, surprise, did you not fucking know? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. It's said right in goddamn Patriot Act that we're gonna be listening to your conversations and watching you. Like, why is it a surprise? Like, oh, we're spying on global leaders. Like, well, fuck, duh. Be stupid not to. Like, every country does it that has any kind of wealth or power whatsoever. So all this goddamn outrage about it, it's pissing me the fuck off. Would you rather we not know what world leaders are doing, thinking, planning? Like, would you rather us act in the dark? For the American people, yeah, I understand. But this is not news. We've known this has been going on for fucking ever. So, sure, be upset now, but it's like, oh dear, I'm upset about the internment of Japanese Americans during the Second World War. Well, yeah, you know, that shit fucking sucked. Pissed off about that too, but fuck, man. Like, it's a little too late for me to be marching around with a banner. That also reminds me of this news article I just saw. Apparently, you know, even in the height of the Cold War, when security was paramount, Russian spies were everywhere, Jesus fucking Christ, we were worried about a nuclear holocaust. The fucking launch codes for the nukes, it was goddamn 0000000. Like, that's not even like fucking Spaceballs code for the air shield, like the kind of idiot fucking combination someone uses on their luggage. I mean, that's just fucking dumbass shit. And so, while in front of the American people, we're like, oh, let's make sure only the president has the authority to do this. Fucking, the military could have unleashed goddamn nukes anytime they want. So, maybe Dr. Strangelove wasn't so fucking far from the truth. Put that in contrast with some of the events of today, it makes you wonder what else kind of ridiculous bullshit there is out there. Alright, so that meat shit's supposed to go in a motherfucking pastry bag. I ain't got one of those. I sure as fuck ain't gonna buy one just to make this shit. So we'll improvise. Take this Ziploc bag here, start loading some of that shit inside. This method is equally useful for getting fucking shit into someone's laptop. And then you just take it apart, take out one of the 2 RAM chips, replace it with a fucking stream of shit, like lift up the keyboard, glue that back down with a fucking nice ribbon of turds, and then you know what, for good measure, fucking fill the goddamn motherfucking ass heat sink up with fucking shit too. I'll tell you what, when you got enemies, that's the shit to do, because when they turn that fucker on and it starts heating up, it smell like they got a goddamn diaper in their lap. And that's what I'm all about. Fucking proven results, motherfucker. Well, the meat's out so we can fuck that shit. This shit. Make it go down real nice. Fucking seal it up. We're about ready to do the dough now. Let's make sure we're ready for that by finishing this drink. Making another fucking drink. Puppy, what the fuck? Huh? What's the deal with you, puppy? What's the deal? Why don't you take your dinosaur and play with that, huh? It seems puppy would like a treat, huh? Stay. 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 Go, good girl. Haha, happy puppy. Well, now that we got another drink, it's time to roll out that goddamn dough. So we got this wax paper on the counter here. I'm gonna take our fucking dough. Oh, fuck. That took fucking forever to roll them shits out. But there they are. So they're not perfect, but fuck it, you know, it's all good. I'll take this Ziploc bag, just cut off the corner down at the bottom. That's how we're gonna make our pastry bag. And what we're gonna do is just kind of squeeze that shit out into that shit. God damn, it's like taking a motherfucking shit. Ugh. Kind of looks like one too. Shit. Ugh. God damn, that's a lot of fucking turds on my counter. Shit. So now comes the interesting part, trying to close them fucking bitches up. All we're doing here is taking them and kind of closing them up. Keep all that meat in. Kind of pinching the sides closed. Right, so that shit looks like nothing you would ever get in the store, but it's because it ain't from the goddamn store, is it, fucker? Alright, so what we're gonna do now is take this Slurpee straw and kind of isolate them into little pockets like that. Cut a piece. Make sure all the edges are pinched together real good. Set that bitch to the side. Kind of looks like a little fucking ravioli, but it ain't. It's goddamn German. Well, folks, I'm fucking disappointed because this shit didn't turn out fucking anything. I mean, there's not a Schwäbisch grandma, dead or alive, that would put that shit on the table and call it motherfucking Maultaschen. But, you know, That's what happens sometimes on your first try doing something new. We got some more water boiling up on the stove that we gotta throw these into for a couple minutes, and we'll see if any of them fucking make it. Alright, so as that water comes to a boil, what I'm gonna do is throw in that vegetable bouillon cube and turn this large pan here onto about 4 to warm up. Stir that shit around to dissolve in the bouillon cube. Turn that down to about 7. And you know what? Just hope for the best. I'm gonna those Maultaschen out into the water. And fuck. Them shits are gonna go around for about, ow, somewhere 5, 6, 7 minutes. Alright, well that's about long enough, so we'll take that shit over to the sink and hope for the best. Dump that real gently out into the colander. Let those shits drain for a second and get another fucking cigarette going. Shit. Okay, so into that pan we were heating up, I got a few tablespoons of butter. That's maybe like 5 tablespoons. So the next thing is to grab that Maultaschen out of the colander and see what it can do in that pan. So all that Maultaschen out of the colander. Just gonna, holy shit! You know what? God damn. Most of them shits actually stuck together. Jesus Christ, how did that happen? You know, the sides aren't quite closed on some of them, but I'll tell you what, when you go to eat them sons of bitches, you can open up the fucking sides anyway. So I stick to my original point. No Schwabish fucking grandma would ever put that bullshit on the table. She'd be too fucking ashamed. But, you know, when you got a craving, sometimes you just gotta try on your own and see what happens. Them shits are starting to crisp up a little bit on the outside. We're also making sure that all the meat's cooked on the inside like that. Not bad for a fucking American. Holy shit. Alright, so those are crisped up kinda nice. I'm gonna take a pot holder because it's goddamn motherfucking hot. Lift this bitch up and scoop them shits into the pan that they were boiling in. Add a couple more tablespoons of butter to that pan. Swish that around. Got this other onion I chopped up that I'm gonna throw in there. Fuck that. Normally, you would just put the onions with the Maultaschen and eat them by themselves just like that. But we got all that leftover meat, and you know how much I fucking hate wasting food. So we're just gonna add that shit in with the onions. Fuck that. Brown that shit up a little bit too. Alright, this shit here is about done. So we're gonna turn the heat off. Move that to the side. Take this shit back over to the counter. And there we go. Let's make sure I'm not a complete fucking failure here. Take one of these guys out and oh yeah. Fucking right. That's what the fuck Maultaschen is supposed to taste like. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and load this shit up into these storage containers here.
Du hast mich gefragt und ich hab nichts gesagt.
And there we go. We got 4 good meals. In addition to the whole buttery onion thing, it's also traditional to eat those motherfucking shits with some goddamn fucking ass soup. Fuck that shit. I mean, soup doesn't travel fucking well to work, alright? Not like that. And, you know, fuck, it doesn't freeze well either. This shit'll freeze just fine. You can have that motherfucker at work. So, this episode was brought to you by the letter Lefroy, which came to you in the form of a Whisky fucking Smash, and of course, by the letter Camel Reds. So you see y'all fucking wanna be kraut sons of bitches next time. on Aaron's vulgar ass, motherfucking tofu farting, goddamn transvestite. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Fucking non-wiping shit-ass skid mark, fucking skeet running down the chin, goddamn pubes between the teeth, fucking kitchen, alright?